First, you have to find something that looks climbable that's never been climbed before. How do you know this? Well, look at the difference between this side and this side. The unclean side, tons of dirt, moss, loose rocks, the whole shebang. I cleaned this side, I've not yet cleaned this side. This moss, oh, look at how thick that is. Second, buy climbing brushes for cleaning off the dirt. And if there's a lot of loose rock, bring a hammer with you too. Now, tie your rope around a sturdy fence post like this one, or a live tree like this one. You can use a crack if you have trad gear, but I will not show that right now. Here, I did a bowline and then 2 blocker knots around here. Now you want to throw the rope down. If it's a really long route, make sure that your rope goes to the bottom. It's caught right there, but I'm gonna untangle that when I rappel down. Now, put the brush in your pocket. You have a tool lanyard for your hammer. Clip it to your harness. And then attach it to the hammer like this, and then pull it tight. So now if you drop the hammer, this thing catches it. If you don't have a lanyard, then you want to tie a prusik knot around the hammer. That's how you do it. Now take your sling, and if you want extra distance, attach it to another sling, then to your harness. Now you will have a ton of range of motion for using this thing. Since this is pretty long, instead of just letting this drop, I suggest you put it in your gear loop like that. Now take a quick draw sling, take out the carabiners and replace them with locking carabiners. Like so. Now take this and attach it to the bottom of your ascender. You attach this one to your hard gear loop. Make sure you lock both the carabiners. Now you want to take a long sling, clip it to your ascender again, and when you're holding this at maximum height, make sure you're able to get your foot in there. Make sure this reaches to about your knee or the middle of your shin. And I will explain why you want to do that in a second. Don't put your ascender in the rope just quite yet. Next, put your belay device into the rope. Then attach it to your harness and lock the carabiner. Once you've lowered yourself to the first dirty section, you want to take your ascender, make sure the sling is not twisted. Then put it as high as you can onto the rope. Now, slowly sit back so that no more weight is on your belay device. First, take out any loose rocks. And once you do that, you want to rip off this moss. Sometimes, like look right here, there's a hidden hold behind this moss. So you really can't tell if there's a hold there until you rip off the moss. So I give you, dear viewer, permission to rip it all off. Now, take the hard side of your brush and scrape off the big clumps of dirt. Once you get most of that off, finish the job using the soft side. Look at all that dirt. You also want to brush below and above the hold, because let's say you go for the reach, but then you miss. This is more applicable on smaller holds. Now you got a bunch of dirt on your fingers and you have to wipe it off on your pants before you can get good friction again.
And they're gonna see how long it really takes to do this. And make sure to note that this is only like half the time that you actually did scrub.
Yeah, if that. Probably closer to a quarter. Now this hold looks pretty clean, basically ready to go. This brushing process takes so much longer than you think it would. It took me 2 hours to brush a 25-foot 5.7 and 1.5 hours to brush a 30-foot 5.10B. Now you put your brush back in your pocket. Remember the sling from before? Put a foot into it, grab onto it, and then stand up. Then take all of the slack out of your belay device so that there's no more weight on the ascender. Take your foot out of the sling, raise this thing up, and now you're free to slide it down. Now rappel down to the next section you want to clean and repeat until you are finished.
Look at these. I have no idea what those are, but
oh my God.
Hey, let me have my fun. I don't know what they are, but they're kind of cool. I'll look it up later. And I definitely won't tell any of you, so you're all left to wonder forever. All right, what are you saying?
Well, it's possible that if you're sitting in your harness for a while, like I said, I could be in the harness for longer than an hour. If that happens, it starts to cut off the circulation in your legs and gets really uncomfortable. So when that happens, you're going to want to just rappel all the way down. And then walk around for a few minutes. Once you're recovered, enter the rope again from the top, and then rappel back down to where you left off. Now, after you clean it off, make sure you take your friends here so you can enjoy getting the first ascent together. Click here to see a video of me making the first ascent of a route very similar to this one in nature.